guys, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farm, and today we're going to be outside, and I am going to take this chair and turn it into something for the lawn to decorate with. It's an old chair that I rescued from being burned. Just doesn't have any legs. It's rickety. There's some of the wood that's splitting a little bit, but I thought this would be a cute place to put a pot, and I might have a good spot for it. So I thought I will show you what I'm going to do with this. Again, this is just trash junk, so I don't want to spend much money on fixing it up, but I do want it to look cute. So I'm going to put you on the stand here, and we're going to get started. Now you can see I have, and there's Gus, I've been thinning my irises, so I'm getting ready to replant those. And so there's a lot of things around us. I've just got this old table out here that we use to sometimes pot flowers and things like that, but just working outside. I also have the tools that I'm going to need. I'm going to put gloves on. I'm also going to put, and not that you need gloves, but I just don't want my fingers all white and peeling off paint for the next week. And I'm just going to have an old apron on so I don't get it all over my clothes, and just some things to help me get, there's a cushion right here that I want to get off. So I'm going to put you on the stand and we'll get started. Okay, like I said, I don't want this to cost anything, and so I'm just using things that I have around the house. And so I found this out in the workshop, and it is some Valspar Duramax exterior paint and primer, white. And I don't know how long we've had this. It's thickened up. It was separated. It's not in great condition, but this is going to look farmhousey and probably chippy. So I don't want to spend any more money buying fresh paint. I'll just use this. Again, I don't want it to look brand new. It's supposed to look vintage, and it's supposed to look old. So we'll just get by with what we have. I figure anytime after the day that I saved it from the bonfire, it's however long it lasts after that is fine. So let me just pull this off. I think it's just tacked on. Yeah. So this has just been attached. It's just a piece of plywood with some nails in it, or tacks. And I'm just gonna, ouch, clean that off. And I do have a little tack still sticking up here. Make sure there's no more. And I just used an old shower curtain liner that we had used. We saved them and used them for projects like this. Okay, and I have left this out in the rain a couple of days so that it got rinsed off, and we're ready to go. So I've got a couple paint brushes here, and this is pretty large, but I think it'll do fine. And again, this is a really thick paint at this point, and it's not super smooth. We'll see how it goes on. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. So I'm just gonna go all over it, giving it a rough coat of paint. And this will give it protection from some of the elements. If I hadn't found this exterior paint, I probably would have used a chalk paint and just let it get grungy and old and chippy, and it wouldn't last as long outside, but it would last longer than it would have if it were burned. So I'm going to give this a good coat. Now I will probably come back and do another one, but this will seal the wood up a little bit better, and it will last a little longer, but we'll just see how long it lasts. Sometimes even really worn things look great in the garden. And I just thought with this hole here in the middle, that would be a great place to put a pot, and that pot could drain. We do have some stumps in the front, and I could set it on a stump. So that's a possibility. I haven't got that worked out yet, but I thought I'd go ahead and get this done before, and just kind of walk around the yard after it's done and see what I think would look nice. Sometimes you just got to jump in and do it, and then figure out the details later. So I'm going to go ahead and get this painted as much as I can, and then I will bring you back. Okay, so I've got it pretty well coated. It dries so fast out here today. We have nice 80-degree, very dry weather. It's really pleasant out here today. So it's dried. It dried really quickly, so I found that as I was painting, I could easily put another coat on something that I already had painted before. Now, I do notice that at the bottom and also the back of this chair, it wasn't sealed as well, like the varnish or whatever they use to seal it. And some of the old stain seeped through and it kind of looks pink. Now, it won't matter right there because I'll have something covering it. And really, the front of it looks good. The back does have a little tinge of pink, but again, that's not probably going to be seen. But I might just put another coat and see if that first coat sealed it in. Sometimes with stains like that, it's hard to seal them in just with a regular primer, but we'll see. But what I did want to do while I let it dry just a little bit longer before I tried putting another coat on was I wanted to go out and pick some parsley. So I have my basket here, and we're going to go over there and pick some. Now, the electric fence is off, so I will not get shocked when I touch it. But here is my parsley that's growing, and I just need to cut it. And what I'm going to do with it is I'll take it in, and then I'll just clean it, run it through cold water, let it dry just a little bit. And then I'm going to put it in big Ziploc bags, the whole thing. And then as I need it throughout the winter, I can just chop it up and add it to my dishes. Now once I cut it back, it will come right back and it will be just as full and pretty as it is now. But if I left it this way, probably the bugs would start eating on it a little bit. So while it's still looking pretty good, I am going to go ahead and cut it back. I think most of this was seeded from last year. I don't see any blooms or anything happening. Normally, parsley is a biennial. The first year it will just be leaves. The second year it will send off its seed and it will bolt. But some of this is probably that, and it will probably start bolting here soon. And the others is probably just reseeded from last year's parsley. So I'm gonna get my camera stand and I'll bring you in and we'll pick this. Well, that smells really good when you cut it. This right here is cilantro. I just let go to seed. It just came up from last year. Is our basket full and so that'll be nice to have in the freezer. I did find a little bit of cilantro that hadn't bloomed yet. I'll go in, get that cleaned up and put it in the freezer. I've touched the pink up just a little bit, and now I'm going to let it dry. And once it's dry, I'll come back and we'll do some sanding. And the sanding will just make it kind of vintage and a little bit more used and old. So I'll bring you back when we're getting ready to sand it. Okay, so I am coming back several weeks later. But I went that evening to work in the garden, and then I got picking something, and then I needed to can it, and then it was rainy, and then I had other things to do. So this chair has been sitting out for a couple weeks now, and I'm just getting back to it. And as you can see, it's doing fine. It's just a little dirty here and there from the rain and stuff that's been on it. You could use any kind of hand sander, or you can even do it by hand and just have sandpaper. And I'm just going to rough it up just a little bit, not too much, just kind of bring out some of the designs, because it's got such pretty sunflower designs at the top there that I want to show those when this is being displayed. So let's see what it looks like with a little sanding. I just went in so that we could see some of the detail on that. Now, what I can do, and I might if I have a bottle of clear spray. I think I have some matte clear polyurethane that's fast dry, and I think I will just give a light coat over that wood, because that wood will be the part that's open that will start rotting sooner. You could leave it just like this, it would just be fine. But I'll just, if I have something that I can preserve it with that's just here already, I will use it. So there we have our chair, and my plan now is to go out and figure out where to put it and what to put in it. So I'll bring you back when I've got that figured out. I want to show you something that I had purchased earlier in the spring, and it was just this little wrought iron stand, and I've put a fresh coat of paint, but I tried to keep it from looking new. I just kind of sprayed it all over and kind of did it roughly. But I had set this chair on it, and it worked really nice. Let me set it up there. So there it is setting on that stand, and that looks cool. I hadn't planned on having it setting on that, but I saw it in my breezeway, and I thought, oh, I wonder if that would work. And it does. I could put a plant right in the middle. You could also take an old dish pan, put it there, you know, an enamel dish pan, and fill it with water and make a bird bath there too. That would be fun. I had originally wanted to just set this on the ground, or even put it on that log there. But you could set it in your garden and then put a plant or pot in it like that, and that would be cute. You could even have just a plant planted in the ground and have that around it. And like if you had some tall plant like a big dahlia, you could use the back for support, and that would look really fun. But there's all sorts of fun things you can do. You could attach the back to a tree or to the side of a wooden building like a shed or something, and then you'd have a little place to put flowers or a basin. So, you know, there's just fun things to make with these old things that are really no good anymore. But you can make them really fun and cute and make your garden really interesting. So let me see if I can get this set up with a flower and see what it looks like. Okay, so I had this begonia and a fuchsia in a hanging basket over in the corner of a shady spot by the house. And this is kind of a shady spot. So that looks really cute. I like that. If it's in a sunny spot, I will have to put something else in it. Let me see what else I have. There's what it looks like with an old canning pot. Like that one. Now here's what it looks with some pretty pink petunias. And of course this pot is a little different size, so it shows the opening down there. So I think I would rather have a pot that kind of covers that up so I could replant something to put there. But that does look cute. I like the colors. And then I also have this welcome sign. I don't know if that could be incorporated anyway into that design, but that does look good. So there's some different ways to do this, and right now we are currently working on a landscape project, and you can see some of it right back here. But when we get that done, I'll have a better idea of where I want to place this. But this was a fun project, and I hope you enjoyed seeing this one and have some ideas of your own now that you can see what we've done. And again, just a junk chair. You can add lots of character to it, turn it into something really cute for the garden, add a little charm. Here is how I ended up displaying it for now. We are still finishing up the landscaping, and so until that's done, I have decided to set it on this stump. It's setting next to these galvanized wash pans, and so I think it looks really nice. Hey guys, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farm, and today I just want to share with you some things that I picked up at a flea market yesterday. It was my 60th birthday yesterday, and so my husband and we went out to some flea markets and antique shops and did a little shopping, and I love to do that. It's one of my favorite pastimes besides things I do at home, but when I go out, that's one of the things I love to do. And I'll just show you a few things that I got. I love to pick up things and then redo them so that they fit my home. And it's so fun to upcycle things and to make it your own. So the first thing I want to share with you is this was just, I couldn't let this one go. It's a brand new towel. But I think you can guess why I bought that. Same thing on both sides. I think what I'm going to do is crochet the top and do a hanging towel. And I think this would be something I can do in the car when we head down to Springfield next time and get that done real quickly. So I just had to pick up the Blue Rooster. The next thing, you probably see that I love enamelware. And I found this little enamelware sugar bowl, and it doesn't have any problems with it. It's in good shape, and it was really inexpensive for what they cost new, and so I had to have this. And then I found, again, I bet you can guess why I picked this up. It is a iron rooster. And of course, it's not old. It may be vintage, but not old. And it looks fine the way it is. It needs to be cleaned up, of course. But I have decided I want to change this into a blue rooster. And so I picked up some paint as well. And I think I'm going to color it this color right here. This is Rust-Oleum. It will do really well. It's an ultra matte, so it'll look kind of a chalk painty. And so I thought I would spray paint the rooster blue. So that's something that will be super easy to do. And then my favorite find yesterday, and I loved it because it was such a bargain, and this is what I've been looking for, so I couldn't believe that I found this. This right here is a wrought iron bird cage, and it's quite large, and it has this hanger here so it will be able to hang. And somebody has painted it this what is it, burgundy, I guess, a burgundy color, and I'm going to paint it white. I think it will look really good and Victorian in a white. It opens just like that, and I think outside it could have a plant inside, it could have a solar light. I could hang it on a shepherd's hook. That would be really cute. You could also hang it from a tree or something like that. It looks like they just had some kind of a piece of metal wire that they stuck in there. So I might have like a little old-fashioned looking lock that would be cute right there that would hang on that. But it looks fine that way, you don't really notice it. So here's the paint that I'm going to use to paint it. And this is Bear, and it's a white matte. And it's also indoor-outdoor use. And I think it will look super cute in that. So I'm gonna bring you along as I do this cage and my rooster here, and we'll see what they look like after they're all done. Oh, and this also had a little light that went inside of it, and so you could of course do something like that outside, string lights on it, and that would be pretty too. So let's take this outside. It's hot and muggy today, but it won't take long to get this done. If there were a breeze, and I think there might be a little bit of breeze now, it makes it even better for drying. So let's get outside and see what we can make these look like. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the garden hose and a scrub brush, and I'm just going to give this a good cleaning. A lot of times when you find things at flea markets or things that are older, you need to get the dust and the dirt and the grime off. This isn't too bad, it's just a little dusty in those grooves, and I just want to make sure I get that off, because if I'm painting it white and it starts chipping or the paint doesn't adhere, I really don't want that burgundy to show through. So I'm just giving it a real quick once over, scrubbing it down just a little bit, getting it cleaned off, and then I'll let it dry out in the sun. And it shouldn't take long today. It's probably about 90 degrees out today, so it should dry really quickly. And of course I'll do the same thing with the Rooster doorstop. Just get any dust or anything off of it so that it's ready to paint as well. Just give it a little scrub and it'll be great. Okay, here's our rooster, and I just have it sitting on a box on an old potting table that we have outside. And again, here is the paint that I'm going to use. It's Rust-Oleum. Let me get it a little farther. I've got my camera set back so it doesn't get spray on the lens, so it is doing close-up videos. So this is what I'm using, Rust-Oleum, and I'm using an ultra matte, and the color is a dark navy. So let's see what this is going to look like. And we need to shake this and get it all mixed together first. Okay, I've been shaking it for about a minute, and I think it's ready. And I always do a little spray on a box or something before I paint, just to make sure it's all blended up and it's not coming out clear, and it looks good. And you're going to just do light coats. This does dry fast, but you don't want it to be dripping on you. And I'll do another coat after it dries. Let's turn it around. And here we have just the black cast iron, and we can go ahead and paint that too. It's a humid day, but it's hot, and so it's going to dry pretty quickly. dry there, up here. And because this is a mat, it will dry nice and matte like you're seeing here. I don't know if it picks it up on the camera. It's a little shiny here because it's still drying. Make sure you get the stuff that's under. Spray it from all angles. Okay, that looks really good. I really like that. Okay, so I am going to let that dry, and when it's all dry, I'll show you what it looks like up close. Then let's go ahead and get the bird cage. I'll set that up for us. Here is our bird cage. It is all dry and clean, and now we are going to be painting it. And I'm just trying this for the first time. I have not used this Behr paint. It's white matte, indoor-outdoor use. So let's just try this. So I think I'm going to start with it open, and then we'll get a coat on and let it dry, and then we'll close it. And hopefully it won't tip over on us. And again, we need to shake this to make sure it's all mixed through. I've shaken it for about a minute. Now let's give it a try here. Yep, that looks like it is painting smoothly. Let's see what it looks like. I do notice some white underneath this maroon, so I think it either was painted white originally or it's been painted white. And then of course I see the black under the white. So let's just see what this looks like with some white on it. We got a couple ants on there. They're just gonna get spray painted in. And again, I have my camera back. I hope I have it back far enough because I do not want to get this on my lens. Let's go back a little further. Okay, so I've readjusted my camera so that it's a little farther back because I don't want to get this on my lens. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for just a little bit, and then I'm going to close the lid and start spray paint. Well, I guess I can go ahead and spray paint the lid just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and finish the lid, and then we'll see if there needs to be any touch-ups. And here is our Rooster doorstop, and I think it turned out really nice. It can be used as its original purpose as a doorstop, or I could use it inside for decoration. I could also use it outside, tucked in a flower bed or in a flower pot, and I think that would look really cute. And here I'm just letting our bird cage dry. It is just hanging by a limb that was cut on the tree and just letting it dry so it's all able to dry at the same time, and I think it's going to look really, really nice. So I can't wait to see it finished.